कंपटीशन है आज कंपटीशन है जाना डांस करने
All right. So welcome back, everybody. So this is our day 4 session. You are being an amazing participant so far. So very good evening to all of you who are present here today for our math session. So this is our day 4 and day 3 of our mathematical practical session. We all understood that why Montessori math was important to us. We derived or we took an inspiration from the Dr. Maria Montessori's principles, and then we adapted to a hands-on exercise or a methodology. Why did we do so far was only to help a child to advance in learning the mathematical skills right from the early ages. To make it more easier, it was not better than using any manipulatives. That is when we started working with children by giving them some kind of a manipulative materials, or we call them as pedagogical materials, be it golden beads, be it stamp boards, stamp game, be it any kind of another boards. So children learned the conceptions of addition, subtraction, even multiplication and division, using numbers up to 9,999. So it became very easy for our children. So that was one of the purpose that Dr. Maria Montessori also had. But when we talk about all of this, how do we start introducing math is because, when children consider math to be a state of problems, most of the times, they always think, okay, math is just like solving problems, right? Even the same thing, even we were also thinking when we were children. So math means it is only addition, subtraction, multiplication, right? So they do not understand how much of a background information that the math does have. Even our simple science exercises can also have math. Our physics lessons will involve math. Even when you want to derivate certain definitions, you definitely need math. So child should understand that math is not only solving the problems, but at the same time, it is about describing a lot more interesting conceptions. When you start inculcating these ideas right from the younger ages, that is where it will motivate the child to actually work on. So from where do we take up all of this? This is right from our preschoolers. Once the preschoolers take up a simple arithmetic, simple operation exercises and other things, we move on to our elementary classes. Now in elementary classes is where they will have even more hands-on exercises. They will be also be able to visualize mathematical definitions. They will also be able to work on images. That is where our geometry comes into picture. We also give them many opportunities so that they would be able to differentiate what those learning aspects would be. As and when the child is getting into this operational zone, that is where the child will be able to work on the ideas, and they would be able to incorporate even math as a storytelling session to all of us. Okay, so that is for our today's introduction. Today we're going to step forward and we're going to see some more operations. We're going to see some more new Montessori materials, which is going to make the lives of children so easier. And that's going to be the first step towards teaching or learning mathematics in our preschoolers. So let's head forward to introducing our next material. Yesterday we were looking into addition strip board. Today we would also work on subtraction strip board. The only difference between both of these boards is the board itself. Okay. Now on our addition board, if you see, we have, this is our addition board, and you will be able to see right from numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, and after 10 there is a line which has actually been put. And if you see, the first numbers are marked in red and these numbers are marked in blue color. So the maximum sum that I would be able to perform is 18 itself, because I can perform a sum of 9 plus 9. Subtraction strip board will look very similar to it, but the only difference what it will have is, so look at the first number over here. It is all in my blue and the line is after 9. Okay, it looks very similar, but you will be able to find out the difference between an addition strip board and a subtraction strip board. Both of them will have an ending number of 18. So first one which I showed you is, this one is my addition strip board and this is my subtraction strip board. They will look very much similar. Now this is just a board. Now to the board, I am going to be adding some strips, right? So how does my strip look like? I would have two sectional strips, right? One is a red section and the other one is going to be my blue ones. Okay. Now we will be able to see on each of their markings, you will have a number which is written on it. Can you see the number there, everybody?
Yes.
Can you see the number? And can you also see the marking of the units? We'll also be able to see a line. Can you see a thin line there?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see a thin line? So when I'm counting also, I'll be able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 units. So I will have 5. So likewise, I will have numbers ranging from how many? How many strips will I have? 1
9.
plus 9. So blue will also be 1 plus 9 for me, for my blue strip also. So what did we do in our yesterday's lesson was, we performed simple operations. That means we performed simple operations by giving an addition table, or we also had addition by performing a random statement, correct? So we all saw that, right? Say for example, if I say 5 plus 3, I have to take up 5 and then I will have to be positioning my 3. So I have to add my answer as 5 plus 3 is nothing but my 8. So we did simple addition there. So today we're going to have an extension of this material wherein we're going to be working on a subtraction also. So I will have to take up my subtraction board. Okay. Along with those, my red and blue color, I would also have a gray strip. The gray strips will be not from 1 to 9, but it will be from 1 to 18 completely. The longest rod or the longest gray strip is going to be my 18 quantity. So when I'm positioning on my board, this will be my longest one. Either I can position it horizontally or I will have to be arranging it vertically. Okay, I'm going to show you how we're going to be working on these materials. So this is what we're going to have. And we have to also prepare our problem statements to perform the addition strip exercises and the subtraction strip exercises. From here is what we do our simple addition and simple subtraction using a material called addition strip board. Note down, we're going to be using our addition strip board and we're going to perform our subtraction using our subtraction strip board. Now, what kind of an addition can you do here? You will be able to only perform simple addition. That means the sum cannot be greater than 18. The maximum sum has to be 18. That means the last addends can be 9 plus 9 is equal to 18. So this is the last one. So what we can always work is like you can give them some kind of a table for reference. Okay. Now, how does a table for reference would look like? If at all, if I go on giving you a table for reference in this exercise, let me share. Yesterday, I had given you a link. If you see, infomontessori.com. So that will give you a chart. Now, can you all see this chart? So you will have a reference chart. Okay. So this is your reference chart that you will have to be working with. And you first ask the child to perform 1 plus 1, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 4. And then you will perform further for all the other charts. Okay. So you can also have chart number 2. So this is how your chart number 2 would look like. Okay. So your chart number 2, how would you again work over here? It will not have 2 plus 1. It will start with whatever is your double digits, like say 2 plus 2. Then the next table starts from 3 plus 3. Then the next table starts from 4 plus 4. You will skip the previous ones over here. So these are the two important charts that you're going to be using it as reference because you want to perform an addition. That's the reason you need to keep some reference chart. Keeping the reference chart now is what you're going to perform your addition exercise. Okay, now we know what is our motive to perform a table of 1. Right? When I'm performing a table of 1, what should I do? 1 plus 1. So I take my addition strip board, then I take a strip 1, then 2 from the other side. 1 plus 2 is 3. And again 1, 1 plus 4 is what? So this is how I'm going to be working on my addition strip board. So we saw addition strip board yesterday. So similarly, we're going to see our subtraction strip board today. So how do we perform this exercise? The first important thing is about the material. So material will have my subtraction board. Then it would have my red and blue 9 strips. Okay. ranging from numbers 1 to 9. Along with that, I would have a gray strip which will range from 1 to 18. Okay, so these would be my materials that I would be needing to perform my exercise of my subtraction strip board. Now, how well that we do over that is somewhere related to our exercise. So let's take a look. Yes, so this is our subtraction strip board. Okay, so you have two strips. The first important step for all of us is for the arrangement of the strips. So let's arrange the strips. You can keep whichever way you want, but look carefully about the board. Now, what is the choice of the board? You need to choose a board which will have a line marking after the number 9. Now you tell children, we have to keep the red one on the left and the blue strips on towards our right hand side. Now the child arranges it. You have to keep the smallest quantity closer to you and the largest quantity away from you. The next step, once you do this, is the arrangement of your gray strip. Okay, so you can either get it in gray color like how I have, or you can have your brown strips like how it is. Now these are called as the special strips in Montessori subtraction strip board. Arrange all of them randomly on the lengthwise. Now we can arrange it vertically, horizontally, however it is convenient to you. Okay, here we are arranging everything vertically. Now see, our entire subtraction strip board is arranged. The next step what we need to be working is to have a reference chart or to have a problem statement. Now the teacher can also give a random problem statement. Say for example, if I give table of 10, 10 minus 1, 10 minus 2, 10 minus 3, 10 minus 4 is what we're going to be performing. Now when I say 10, where do I pick? I have to pick a strip which is there in my tens location. Then I have to cover the remaining part. So this is little trickier. See, you have to pick up a gray strip which is positioned on my 10 strip. And then you have to cover the numbers which is not required. Everybody got this part? Has everybody got this part? Guys, have you got 10 minus 1? So you take up a strip which is in the tens position and then you cover off the remaining part of it. And then is what you would be able to start with your second one. Okay. So now what is your answer? It is my 9. Now 10 minus 2 is 8. 10 minus 3. So I have to take 3 is my 7. So always my answer is in red color in my subtraction strip board. Let's do it one more time. So what did we do over here? We took up a problem statement. Our problem statement was to subtract table of 10, to perform a subtraction of table of 10. We wrote the problem statement, or we can print it out and give, or you can have a reference chart for a child to work on. When it says your first number, okay, the first number that you're going to be working on, so you have to take a 10th blank strip and you will cover. Okay, you will cover the remaining strips from that. And if you see here, one good thing about this is like it's going to cover the entire till 18th, right? So that's going to be one of your goodness of this particular material. So you will continue for all of it, 10 minus 2, 10 minus 3, and 10 minus 4, and you will write down the answer also immediately. So this is what we have to perform in our subtraction strip board. It's going to be very, very simple material. And it's very easy for all of us to actually work on. So we write down that. Now let's take another problem statement. Now say for example, immediately you have to put everything back. Now let's write down another table. So maybe I can take up a table of, say for example, which one? 14 minus 9 or a random statement, right? So 14 minus 9. So what should I do? I have to take a strip where? Which strip should I be taking?
Brown strip.
Yeah, the brown strip of what number? Of what number? 14.
14.
No, I have to take 14. The strip which is near 14 is what I have to take. Correct? Then I have to cover the remaining position. So I have my numeral 14. Now pick up minus 9. So what's your answer? 5. Now let's do some more problems. it becomes easy. Let's take 11 minus 7. So where should I pick? Which one should I pick? 11 minus 7 if I'm taking.
Brown pick and
Yes, you have to take a strip which is near 11, correct. And then cover off the remaining. So minus 7. So you take from the blue. So your answer is 4. Let's do one more problem. So I'll give you 6 minus 1. Let's take one more problem. 6 minus 1. So I take a strip near 6 and cover the remaining.
1.
So minus 1. So your answer is 5. How beautiful. Once this is all done, you have to always keep it back. Okay. So keeping back is also an activity for you. You take up the first strip, then the next largest, first smallest, next largest, first smallest. Keep it into the shelf. Similarly, you go with your gray strips also. Okay. So larger one, then the next larger, next smaller, next larger, next smaller. So closing an activity is also equally important and essential in our classes. Okay. So this is how we work on subtraction operation using our Montessori subtraction strip board. Any confusion? Any clarification on this? Very simple, right? So you always have to use what? A reference chart. How does my reference chart look like? Now, in case if I have to have, now if you see, if you go to our center tomorrow, you can ask for all these reference charts. They'll be very huge. Okay, they are very huge reference charts. You can refer to that particular. Yes, you can refer to those charts. Okay, let me show you the chart how it looks. A subtraction chart. I'll show you
how to write that also, ma'am.
You don't have to write it, ma'am, because whenever they give you subtraction, they will not ask you to write this. See, this is your chart for reference. Now, can you see a chart for reference? So as a teacher, you should be prepared. You should be prepared of giving a problem statement for a child.
Okay.
1 second. Let me just answer this question. 1 second, guys.
You are in mute, ma'am. Ma'am, you are in mute.
Yeah, this is our reference chart. If you see here, this is a reference chart that we actually have it for our subtraction exercises. Okay, so this one, why we give it is like it is for a teacher to be prepared about what could be my subtraction statements that I will have to be giving it for my children initially. Okay, it's a large chart that you can give it to children. Once they understand about performing these simple exercises, no, it becomes easy for them also to have an understanding about performing it in table. Okay, so this is your chart 1 and you're going to be arranging everything. If you see, there is a writable notation. And for in your exam, in case if the students are taking up a proper Montessori course, when you're writing a paper, if they don't give you a writing exercise, you have to draw this all by yourself. Okay, sometimes they also give you a worksheet. Okay, at that particular time, what you generally do is like, if you are like say, if they give you like to perform subtraction, no, how do you work is like you have to use your tool maybe. Okay, so if it is like 5 plus 3, so you will have to probably like take up this 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have to be able to color 5 blocks. Then the 3 blocks in blue color. Okay, so you should be able to use your crayons or sketch pens to do that marking and you should be able to color it. Okay, so that's how you have to be working on your regular exercises also. Fine, so that's your simple subtraction board. So once your subtraction is all done, you move on to your next board exercise. That's called as your multiplication board. So please note down the next material that you're going to be working is on multiplication. So that's using your multiplication board. As I told earlier, multiplication symbolizes greediness. So we're going to be having our multiplication board just like this. So this is our multiplication board. If you see it very closer, if you see this very closer, yeah. So you will have a slot here to put your skittle, and you will have a card placing over here, a slot to place your card, and you will see all the holes here. So these are perforated holes in a mounted board. Along with the board, you will have beads which will be red in color, and you would also have cards right from 1 to 10. Okay, so you will have cards. Can you see? No.
No. We can't see the number.
If I put it onto the board, maybe its brightness is too much. Can you see the number? 1
We
on
can
the board?
see. We can
Yes.
see.
So you will
Yes.
have smaller cards like this. Now can you see the board? Yeah. So you'll have number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So what we generally work over here is like, you have to first understand about what is the table that you're going to be performing. Now, is it a table of 1? Is it a table of 2? Is it a table of 3? Or is it a table of 4 is what we're going to be understanding at the beginning. Once we decide on what is our table, we're going to be performing our multiplication using this manipulator, which is called as our multiplication board. Okay, so everybody take a look at our multiplication board. Now, what do we set over here is like, apart from that, to collect all your beads, you can either have a small bowl or you can use a similar tray itself. Now, just imagine if it is a table of 5. Okay, so it is 5 1 times, 5 2 times, or if you imagine if it's a table of 2. Okay, so since it's a table of 2, I have to be inserting my card here. That becomes my 2. So I have my 2. So when I say 2 1 times, so I have to take my skittle, which is positioned here, and I say 2 1 times R. This is my 2. 1 times R2. 2 2 times. So I have to count 1 2 3 4. So I write 2 2 times R 4. What if it is my 2 3 times? 2 3 times are my 6. So you start going like that. Now say, for example, in case if it is your table of 3. So 3 1 times is 3. 3 2 times is 6. 3 3 times is 9. So you do a table of 3. Likewise, you do table of 4. You do table of 5. Table of 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you can introduce multiplication table for children just in the concepts of beads. Now just give me any other problem statement. Say, for example, if I say 5 6 times R. So what you should do, how is 5 6 times? This is 5 1 time is 5. 5 2 times. So you need to keep moving this. 5 2 times is 10. 5 3 times is 15. 5 4 times is what? 5 4 times is
20.
20. 5 5 times. You have to keep moving. So what you need to do is like stop here. 5 1 times. Write down in your book it is 5. Then you will not again go back and say 1 2 3 4 5. Rather, you know 5 is done. So you go with 6 7 8 9 10. 5 2 times is 10. 5 3 times 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15. After 15, it is 16. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 5 4 times is 20. So this is how you are going to perform your multiplication. So children often have difficulties in identifying, should I use a green bead or should I use a red bead? So you have to always tell them multiplication represents greediness. So you can actually use a red color. Just like, you can ask them to, what I could say is like, to remember. Yeah, just to remember like how they're actually performing. This is your multiplication board that you are going to be working with your classes to introduce multiplication for our dear children. Okay. So as simple as that. So likewise, you also have your division board. The only difference between division and multiplication board, division board will also look similar, but it is green in color. Okay, let me show you that also. Let me show you division board also. So this is your division board. Okay, so you will be able to see here, but you can perform maximum division only up to 81. Why? Because we only have 81 holes over here. So we can have 1 to 9, 1 to 9 this side. Maximum number what we can divide will be your 81. Now say suppose if I write my problem statement. Now what is my problem statement in case if I say 25 divided by 5. If I take up this problem statement 25 divided by 5, what is the first thing that I will have to be collecting? What is the first thing that I'll have to collect?
Division.
My
board tips.
dividend. So I have to collect my dividend. So what do I take? I take up a small bowl. And what do? I start collecting my dividend. So I have to use this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. See, even though I had extra, I should not be taking. So I have to take only the exact quantity. So we took up 25, right? Now it is being divided among how many of them? Getting divided among how many of them?
5.
5 of them. So our 5 is nothing but our
Divisor.
divisor. So I have to take how many skittles? 1,
Five.
2, 3, 4, 5. So I have to be distributing among 5 of them. So now I'm going to be using my division board to perform this operation of division. So we collected the dividend, we collected the divisor also, and we have the problem statement of performing 25 divided by 5. Right? So we have all of this, and we're going to be working on our division board. Yes. So we have this, and we also have a problem statement of 25 by 5. What do? So I put my divisors here. So I have 5 of them. So I'm going to be putting all 5 of them over here. Okay. I'm going to put all 5 of them over here. Then now I start dividing. So by 5. So what should I do? Should I go horizontal or should I go vertical?
Vertical.
Vertical?
No, horizontal.
Distribution. No, I have to distribute it to
Equally
everybody.
distributed.
So I have to distribute it to everybody. Do I have some more to distribute? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, I have some more to distribute. So I go on the second line. I start distributing it. Do I have some more?
Yes.
Yes. So can I distribute again?
Yes. To the third person.
Do I have some more?
Yes.
Yes. So again, I start distributing. And the last one? Yes, I have more beads to actually distribute. So I distributed to all of them. So what should be my answer is, when I had my 25 as my dividend, I distributed among 5 of them. So my answer of the quotient is, how much did each one get? So each one got how many?
5.
5. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boy 1 got 5. Boy 2 got 5. Third one got 5. Fourth one got 5. Fifth one got 5. How much did each one get is 5. So as a rule applies, we need to always look into our dividend that should be equally divisible. So you can't take 26 by 5. If I would have had 26 by 5, how will I divide? How will I break this into 5 parts? It's very difficult, right? So we don't do that. So we have to always make sure it is equally divisible by your divisor. Okay, so this is your division board. So how do we describe the material? Division board is a perforated board wherein it will have 81 holes, and we will be able to perform a maximum division of our dividend, which is 81. And the number of beads that it will have is like, sorry, the color of the beads is green, and the skittles we need to have it to represent the divisor. Okay, so this is how you can actually perform or give the description for your division board. So it's kind of little difficult and trickier to remove the beads, but over a period, children would definitely understand how to pick all of these beads together. Okay, so you got to be very gentle. So use a mat, working mat, and once you're done, it's always preferable that you would be able to keep it back into the respective classes. Sometimes what happens is like children do have the habit of mixing the red color beads and the green color beads. Okay, you should not be doing that. Each one of them have their own significance, so you should not be mixing both our grades. So this is our division board. Upcoming next is our charts. Okay, so whenever we talk about addition, multiplication, division, we always have to look into the next materials, which is considered to be as your chart materials. So what you need to be always looking is like, you can have a reference chart like this. Can everybody see? You can have a reference chart like this. Okay. So this side is your red and this side is your blue. Okay. The complete one, which is on top, is your blue color. And this is your red color. So that means the numbers which is colored here, no, these are all our red colors. This is completely red on your board. And the one which is this side, it is your blue color. The one which is highlighted. Now you need to give some problem statements for your children. Like say, for example, this is called a blind chart, or we call it as a blank chart. Okay, so it's a blank chart. So you will refill all these numbers over here. Now, when the teacher gives them a problem statements, like say 3 plus 5 is equal to what? So what you need to do, since it is associated with two numbers, you use two of your fingers to represent. Okay, always your first finger on the red. That means the first number would always represent your red color. The second one is your blue color. Okay, so I take my first finger, I put it onto 3 on the red. Then I take my second finger. Where should I position that? 5. On my 5. Then I glide through it. Wherever it is intersecting, that becomes my answer. So it intersected at 8. So you would position it this way. So your answer will be your 8. So that is your answer. Now let's do another problem statement. Say, for example, in case if I give you 6 plus 8. Okay, let's do 6 plus 8. So where should be your first finger?
Red color. 6.
Red color on 6. Second finger on 8.
8.
You glide through. Your answer is
14.
Your answer is 14. So you say this is 14. Okay, so this is your addition chart. We call it also as addition chart 3. Okay, so this is your addition chart. So likewise, you also have multiplication chart. See, sometimes they will not give you anything to fill in. You have to fill in. 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 3 is 4, 1 plus 4 is 5, 1 plus 5 is 6. You need to fill up the chart. Likewise, you also have your multiplication chart. Okay, so it's a table of multiplication. So you can get any problem statement. Say today, if I give you like 2 plus 3 is equal to what? 2 3 times is what? So first finger on 2, second finger on 3. So your 2 plus 3 is 6. Now if I give you 3 plus 2, where should your first position be? First finger on 3. Second finger on 2. Now look at the position. It is different. Even though the product is same, the position would be different. So this is what is sometimes, expected from our children also. So we need to understand when we give them the differences. Let's do another problem. 5 times. 5 times. First finger on 5, second finger on 5. So it doesn't make any difference. It's gliding over here and the product is 25. 8 sevens are 8 into 7. 8 into 7 is what? First finger on 8, second finger on 7. So 8, 7 times is intersecting at 56. So it helps the child also to identify how this multiplication grid is actually formed about. Okay. So this is your multiplication chart. Okay. Let's go to the next chart that we have. That's called the subtraction chart. Little trickier. Subtraction chart is little tricky. Okay. So can everybody see it? Okay. Okay, if you're not able to see the numbers, for your reference, this number is 18, 17, 16, 15, okay? Then it's 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, the numbers what is given this side is all in blue color. The one which I've written in blue is actually red. Okay. The one which is here, which is gliding down like this is all in red, in blue color. So this states it's -9, -8, -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. This is how your chart is. Now, when I give you a problem, say for example, if I give you a problem, say 18 minus 9, where should your first finger be? On 18, and the second finger on -9. So it's intersecting at 9. So my answer is 9. When I give you 12 minus 4, 12 is here, -4 is here. So where is it intersecting?
8.
At 8. So your answer is 8. When I give you 7 minus 5, where is your 7? 7 is here. Where is -5? -5 is here. Let's
So
see an
intersection.
intersection. Where is it intersecting?
So intersect
2. It is intersecting at 2. Now you can give more problem statements like 4 minus 3. This is my 4. This is my 3. My answer is 1. Okay. So this is how you give them simple subtraction. The child should understand about just gliding through their fingers and finding out what the difference is when you're giving them to subtrahend. So this is your subtraction chart. These are all reference charts for children to understand. So you can give more label cards. You can prepare more label cards. You can show them how to, work on the subtraction charts and all of that. So it's going to be definitely helping all of them to actually work on subtraction. Clear, everybody? Clear so far? Okay. So that is all related to your charts. Okay. So we did an addition strip board, subtraction strip board, multiplication board, division board, subtraction chart, multiplication chart. Then we also have our addition chart. Okay. Once we have completed these, we can also use our exercises to perform more. Okay. Now, say what we can always work is like, say, for example, all this time, what we were doing, we were only performing addition, right? So addition was how many digit addition on a horizontal? We were only doing a 2-digit addition. Say, right? Like say, for example, we were performing only 2 plus 3 is equal to what? 2-digit, right? So we never went on to 3-digit numbers, even if it was 2,445 plus 3,402 something. It was only 2 numbers, correct? We did not go for the third number. Now, what if I have to go for a third number? Or what if I have to go for a fourth number? Or a fifth number? Or a sixth number? Okay, so I can give my problem statement a little longer also to perform my addition, right? So for this, we can use another material which is called as my addition snake game. Now, note down the next material is called addition snake game. For helping or for working with addition snake game, we need to have this material. Okay, so this is called as your teens quantity. This is called your teens quantity. And at the same time, we need to also have our tens quantity. Now, this is your tens quantity. Note down the materials, please, because I'm dictating. You need to have your teens material. Now, teens material are the colorful beads ranging from 1 to 9. You will only have beads from 1 to 9. If you want, you can also write down the colors of the numbers. 1 is red, 2 is your green, 3 is your, okay, so 3 is pink, 2 is green, 4 is your yellow, 5 is light blue, 6 is gray, 7 is white, 8 is purple, 9 is dark blue. Okay, so this is your teens quantity. Similarly, you need to also have what? You need to have your tens quantity. Okay, I'm just moving the teens quantity this side. So you should also have your tens quantity. Now, tens quantity would also look similar, but if you see the color of it is black and white. Can you see this? Is it contradicting with the color? Okay, let me put it this way. This is my tens quantity. It has one. Number 1 is black. Number 2 is also black. This is my 3, 4, 5. After 5, guys, if you see, the number 6 will have a white and a black. 1 is white and the remaining are black. Then 7, your 8, and your 9. Okay, so you arranged both your teens quantity and your tens quantity is all done. So we arranged our teens and our tens. So I'm going to also keep up my tens quantity here. Okay, now why am I going to be using this is like to perform for my next problem statement or to perform my next material, I'm going to be using these two, my teens quantity and my tens quantity. My problem statement is ready. So what I need to be working over here is like, I need to construct this problem statement. Now what is my addends over here? It's 2 plus 3. So I have to take my 2 plus 3. Then what it was? Plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. So this is my problem statement that I have given. Okay, so what I need to be working over here is like, I need to be constructing my addition snake game. So we are going to perform simple addition snake game. Now, when every time that you're going to be getting a count of 10, you need to also keep your golden beads handy for this. It's very simple. What we shall do here is like, let me take a pen. Let's start counting, okay? So look carefully. How do we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means I have to break this, correct? So after 1, I have to break, but I cannot break it. So how many are remaining more? 1, 2, 3, 4 are remaining if I have to replace. So for the replacement of this, I will take it from my tens quantity. And this quantity was my 10 bar. Did you get it? Whatever was the count, the remaining one I'm going to be taking it from my tens. Now I start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Both of them make a quantity of 10. But I cannot replace this. Only the colorful beads will go to the replacing. The the black one will go to its position. So this is one rule that you will have to remember, that in your collection tray, you cannot keep this. This will have to go back to its position. Now count the remaining. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So your answer is 2 tens and 7 ones. So your answer is 27. 27 is your answer. Correct? Let's take a look at another problem statement. Take a look at another one. Can you give me? Can you give me a problem statement?
3 plus
Or let's
5.
construct. Let's construct.
5. Okay. Oh, okay.
Tell me what is the problem now? So there are two possibilities. Either you give a snake. Now I have given you a snake. What is your step now? You need to count the numbers.
9.
Yes,
2
what is your
plus
number?
5
So it is
plus
9
9
plus
plus 7
7
plus 6
Gray
plus
color
4 plus 4
6 plus 4
plus 5 plus 3.
5 5 plus 3
3. Right? So we're going to be performing on this problem statement. So what is important for us? Which one should we collect? We need to have a tray
Golden.
for this
Golden beads.
statement. I'm going to keep my tray also, because anytime we can cross check also whether your sum is correct or not. So your rule will go the same. So start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10
So how many are remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are remaining. So I take a 6 from my teens quantity. Keep it here. These two would go to my replacing tray, and I have to replace this with my
Golden beads.
tens bar. Right? Correct? Yes. Now I have to start counting from where?
Black.
From this one, from the tens quantity. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many are remaining? 2 are remaining. So I have to take my 2 here. Both I cannot put it into the replacing tray. Only the gray will go here. The black will go back to its position. Always remember, the black will go back. Only the colorful beads will be replaced. Now start counting. I had replaced with 10 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many are remaining?
1
1 is remaining. So I have to keep back 1 here. These 2 will go back. The 2 would go and the bar would come. Now what is the count?
4
4 of them, right? So 4. So your answer is
34
34. So this is your addition snake game. Clear, guys? Any confusion? You can construct as many snakes as possible. Okay. So this is your addition problem statement. Now, what if I give you subtraction? What if I give you a subtraction? So when can we have a problem statement like that? Say, suppose I give you 5 plus 3 minus 4
plus 2
plus 2
Plus 8.
plus 8
Minus 5.
minus 6. Oh, sorry. I've given minus 6. Okay. So anytime that there is a positive number, like plus 5, plus 3, plus 2, plus 8, these are positive numbers. Minus 4, minus 6 are negative numbers, right? So for positive numbers, what do? We use which material? We use this material. That is a teens quantity. For negative numbers, we have a similar one, but that is slightly not colorful. but that is transparent numbers like this. Can you see the transparency here? It's very transparent, right? So you can also arrange your negative numbers. Say, for example, this is number 4, this is number 9. So this is, I can't say 4, I have to say -4, -2, then I have -1, then I have -5. What number is this? -6, -8. Okay, so I'm not able to find -7. So many, yeah, found a -7. Okay, so we have all this, and then -3. Yes, -3. Okay, so we have all our negative numbers. Okay, -1 till -9. Now the replacing will not take up with golden beads. Instead of golden beads, we don't take golden beads for replacing. Instead of that, instead of golden bead, the replacing will be with your silver bead for your subtraction snake game. This is one of the difference. So what are all the materials that you need to perform a subtraction snake game? This is a snake game. So you need your tens quantity. You also need your teens quantity. You need your tens, you need your teens, you need your negative numbers, and you need a silver color beads to replace whenever you get a count of 10. Instead of golden beads, you will now replace it with your silver bead bar. Okay, so let's first start with these two numbers. So what is 5 plus 3? So what should I do? I have to construct my snake, correct? So this is my problem statement. So I take my 5 plus 3. This is 5 plus 3. Then what do I have? -4. So where do I pick? I take my -4 from this. This is -4. Then plus 2. I take from my teens quantity, plus 2. Then I have plus 8. I take my plus 8. Then what do I have? -6. So I take my -6. So this is the snake that we constructed. So this is 5 plus 3 minus 4 plus 2 plus 8 minus 6. So since these two are positive numbers, what do? I start adding them. So let's add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, right? So I have to replace it with my 8. And these two will go to my replacing tray because I have counted them. So that was 8. Now I have to take away how many from it?
-2.
Minus
4.
Okay, sorry, we have a smaller number only here. So we don't have to count. Okay, so this is 8. So let's take away 4 from this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to take away from these two. Right? So if I take away from this, how much is remaining here? It's my 1. So both of them will go. So I have what? Sorry for rolling. I have what? What do I have, guys?
4.
4. Correct? So I have 4 plus 2 is how much?
6.
6 plus this. So I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have to break here. So how much should I replace it with?
10.
4. And then I have to replace all my colorful beads. The one will go back and this would come here. Now out of these two, because it's a positive number, I have to take away this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I have to take away. So how much is remaining? If I take away 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if I take away, so I will be left out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I will be left out with 8 beads altogether. So you take your 8, you took away all this. This will go back to its position. So your answer is 8. So it's just positive, negative numbers. That's it. It's a quick span of how do you perform your addition. So this is your addition, subtraction snake game. So you will have to be working with the transparent beads, the tens quantity, the teens quantity. Along with that, you need to have a silver tray full of bead bars to explain this concept. So that covers your operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division using your golden beads, stamp game, and your addition, subtraction, multiplication codes for us to work on. The next one that we would be working is related to, yes,
Black and white beads, what is the name you are telling? Any specific member?
tens quantity.
Tens quantity.
Tens. Oh.
Tens quantity. The colorful ones are teens, the black and whites are tens. Just give me a second. Yes. So that's your tens and your teens quantity altogether. Okay. Now we would be looking and working is related to our next one that is called our bead frame. Okay. So we're going to be working next on our bead frame, which is very much like an abacus style of teaching for our children. Again, in bead frame, we will have small bead frame and we will have large bead frame. Now, what is a small bead frame? This is your small bead frame. Okay, so let me write ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands. Okay, so this is your small bead frame. Okay, so you will have green color beads for representing your ones, blue for your tens, red for your hundreds, and green for your thousands. Okay, so what we work over here is like you need to give them a problem statement. Now, say for example, if I'm performing addition. Now, if I say 2345 plus 1323, okay, so what you should do is like you have to first take away your first quantity. So you start with your units, always start with your units. So how many units? 5 units. So what should we do? Everything is towards your right hand side. You will start moving it to your left hand side. So first thing I would start with units. Okay, you will have your ones position or your units position. So first start moving your 5 units to the left of yours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. The next one, what I have to move? How many tens? 4 tens. 1 10, 2 10, 3 10, 4 tens I moved. Next, we have to move 300s. 100, 200, 300. How many thousands? 2000s. So we got the quantity here, 2345. Now what we need to work, the next thing is like going for the next number which talks about 1323. Again, start with your units 1, 2, 3. Okay, how many tens? 110, 210. How many threes? Hundreds, 100, 200, 300. How many thousands? Only 1000. Now join them together. Now count the number of ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 ones. How many tens? 110, 210, 310, 410, 510, 610. So we have 6 tens. How many hundreds? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So 600 and how many thousands? 1000, 2000, 3000. So we have 3000. So your answer is 3668. So this is your bead frame addition. So likewise, we can also perform subtraction. Okay, so just imagine I'm only performing a static subtraction here. I'm not doing a dynamic one. Say 4,635 minus 3,200 say 13. Okay. So what you need to only be taking is the first quantity. So I have to move everything towards my right side. Right. As I mentioned, we start from our units. So I have to take how many units? 5 units, 3 tens,
600,
600s,
4,000.
4,000s. Right. Now I need to take away how many ones from 5 ones?
3.
3 ones. So I take away 1, 2, 3 ones I take away. How many are remaining?
2.
2. So 2 ones are remaining. So I have my 3 tens. How many tens I have to take away?
1.
1 ten. So how many tens are remaining? 1 10, 2 10. So I have my 2 tens. So I have my 600s. How many hundreds I have to take away?
2.
200s. So how much is remaining?
4.
400s are remaining. So I have 4,000s, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 I have to take away. So I have my 1,000. So this is our subtraction using our small bead frame. Now we can also do multiplication, right? So the teacher can think over and give a static multiplication. Say if I give 32 3 times. 32 into 3 times. So what should I do? So I have to take 32, right? So everything to the right hand side. How many ones are there? So we don't have to give it horizontal. Let's do it vertical so the child will understand. So 32 is the number, right? So how many ones?
2 ones.
2 ones. How many tens?
3 tens.
So this is your 32 one time. Can you see? Sorry.
Yes.
So this is your 32 one time.
1 ten.
Again, 2 ones, 3 tens. So this is your 32 one time, 32 2 times.
2 times.
Now again 32 3 times.
3 times.
So join. So your answer is 6 ones, 9
9
tens.
tens.
Okay.
96 is the answer.
96 is your answer. 9 tens and 6 ones is your answer. See, this is so easy for children. If you want to do a 4-digit one, you can always do this one. Okay, if you want to do a 4-digit, but this one we'll be using it only for addition, subtraction, and multiplication. We will not use it for division. Only for 3 operations. Now, say for example, if you have larger numbers, say more than 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, if you have any problem statements, we are going to be using a large bead frame. We will use a large bead frame. Now again, if you'll see markings are mentioned here. Can you see the marking? Maybe I have to go back. Okay, can you see the marking here? It says like ones, tens, hundreds, 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh and 10 lakh. Okay, so you can perform larger bead frames like say 45,695 plus 25,000 or 23,114. If you want to perform this, you can definitely do it. Okay, so it's like move everything here.
Ma'am,
Okay.
ma'am, can't we use carry forward or borrowing and all with this?
We can. Who asked this?
Dynamic.
Yes, Jasmine. Yes, you can do it. But for preschoolers, we generally don't carry forward exercises in this, especially this material. We don't give for preschoolers this, but the same material you can definitely do it. So what you do is like, you will move back one of it and you will replace it with the other beads. Okay, so you can definitely work on it. It'll work. Okay, like we can also do this problem. Say like say 5 ones. I take up 5 ones. Then, sorry. Yeah, 8 tens. So we take up 8 tens. 600s. 5,000s.
4 10,000s.
4 10,000s. So this is 45,685 plus
4 units.
20,000 300 and, sorry. Correct, no? Yeah. 20,000. 23,114. So you can add it and find out the answer. Okay. Similarly, you will do subtraction, multiplication also. The only difference is between the number, but the conceptual will still be the same. This you will be introducing only from elementary classes. Yes, Jasmine.
Ma'am, can you show one subtraction with borrowing?
Yes, we'll do it with a shorter one, so you will understand that easily. Maybe like take up everything back here. Now, if at all, if I give you a statement like 46 minus 37. Okay. So you have this problem statement saying 46 minus 37. So you need to have how many? The first number is what you need to be taking, right? So you need to take your first number. First number is your 40 and 6. You move this. You move this. So you had your 40 and you had your 6. Now you need to take away how many? You need to take away how many? 7 from 7 from this you need to take away. So do we have 7? First check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You only have 6 here. You can't take away. So what you do over here is like, you need to move back this and you need to take back one of this. So this will go back. If you're borrowing, this will go back. So already 6 was there because this was the 6, right? So this 6 also you will push it back. Okay. Then your 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That becomes your answer. 6 minus 7. 16 minus 7. Not getting it? Let me put it back. So you have your 6, correct? This is your 6. This is your 46. This is your 46. Now we want to take one more. What is 16 minus 7?
9.
9 would be your answer, right? So what you're going to be working over here is like, since you had to borrow, you could not do this. What you need to be working is, you will have to push one this side. Only then you will be able to take back everything here. So 10 is already pushed. So how much more you need to push back? So 1 I have to push back, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because 1 I borrowed. So this one will become your 9. You want writable instructions for this? How do we do it step by step? I'll be able to give you that. So once you read through that particular conceptual, it becomes easy for you to do a large bead or a short bead subtraction. Okay, so get ready for that. Okay, so that is your bead frame subtractions. And what else? What else would be the next one? Have we left anything else from the index? Can somebody see and tell me? Guys, can somebody tell me? Any other material left out?
Hierarchical material. Hierarchical material.
Hierarchical?
Wooden hierarchical material. Have
Okay,
you done
wooden
that?
hierarchical material. Okay, so I don't have that. But let me check if I have any recording of it. Now, when do we use wooden hierarchical material is, guys, see, when you, before introducing this part of it, now just imagine we had our units, right? So let's take a look at the hierarchical material. This is one of the, what I could say is, see this everybody. So this is your wooden hierarchical material. Now we learned only about the first 4 quantities like units, tens, then we have our hundreds, and thousands. Now this is 10,000s. So that is what 10 ones will make up 110. It is that conceptual. 10 ones will make up 110. We're using that. Now 10 such tens will make 100, right? So likewise, you will have your other hierarchy also. Now hundreds, then again, like, you're going to be keeping all of your thousands in vertical order. Like it's like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. So that will give you 10,000. And then you will take your 10,000 and then you start keeping. So it becomes 1 lakh. So it's like, 10 lakh, 20 lakh, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs. And then you go on to your other one. And then you will take up a larger material. And then you would start putting this on. That is like, 10 lakhs will make one this thing grow. Okay. So that's the hierarchical material, which we don't use it in our preschools. This is for little elementaries and primary schools actually use up a hierarchical material. So that covers almost all of our math materials. Okay. So this is really quick for today's session. So if you have any doubts regarding this, we can definitely look into it and get back. So let's take a quick 5 minutes break and we'll get back. We'll see what else can be done in our math, which we have not covered. If at all, if there is a possibility, we'll come back onto it. Okay, so take a quick break and come back in 5-10 minutes.
10 minutes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm not able to hear you.
No, I have not started.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So meanwhile, I was writing the problem statements. So welcome back after the break session. So we are in continuation with performing some of the problem statement using some of the materials. As we have understood in the previous exercises also, we performed 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit and 4 digit addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So far, we would also be performing it with our with the small bead frame and the large bead frames also. If you see about this problem statement, is it static or dynamic? It is static and it is pretty straightforward. So you will move 8,600, 7 tens and 4 ones, and you will start moving away from this. Now, when you look into problem statement like this, both of them are dynamic problem statements, right? Say we have only 2 units, but we will have to be taking up 7 units from it. That is when the borrowing concepts does happen. So when you're working with your bead frame, what happens here is like you will have to be using both your fingers for the exchange. Okay. So you can keep a note like whatever is your number. Now say if my bead frame is like, 2 units. If I have my 2 units here and if I have my 6 tens here, this is my tens, this is my units. If I have just only take 62 minus 47, okay, just first take only these two numbers. So I have my 62, correct? The quantity has been given to me as 62. Now, out of this 2, I have to take 7 units. But do I have a 7 unit here? I don't have. So what do? I start counting. So I start moving. 1, 2. Already 2 has come back here. But I still do not have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need 5 more. That is when I go for an exchange of this. When I move this, I have to move all the beats on the other side. Okay, so when we do this particular exchange, it becomes easy. And from there, since we already had a count of 2, you start with your 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what is my remaining is what you're going to be finding it out. Okay, let's see that in our bead frame. Okay, when we do it for the first time, it could be a little confusing, but go step by step. Now, say for example, if this is my bead frame, the smaller one, the problem statement is 4 thousands. So I'm taking my 4 thousands. Then it is 900s. So 960. So my 60 and 2. So I've taken my first number. So I have my 4,000s, 900, 6 tens and 2 ones. Now out of this 2 ones, I have to take 7 ones. So let me start counting. 1, 2. I don't have 3, 4, 5, 6. So what do? I have to use a borrowing concept. So when I go on borrowing concept, I will have to be using both my fingers. Okay. So one is this would go this side and all of this will come this side. And my blue would go. Correct? You could not get it? Nirmala, one ನಿಮಿಷ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಬನ್ನಿ. 4,900 6 tens and 2 ones. ಇದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕಾಣಂಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅಗ್ನಿ ಬಚ್ಚ ಯು ಕಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೈಡ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಫುಲ್ ಕಾಣ್ಬೇಕು.
Little on
She
your
has
side.
to move to right side.
Fine. Come in ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಂದೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. Okay. So what we have here is like we have our 4,000s, we have 900s, we have 6 tens and 2 ones. Right? So I have to now from 2 ones, I have to take away 7 ones. So when I take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I don't have. So that is when I do a exchange. Okay?
Okay.
Already
Okay,
2
okay.
was there in my mind. Now I have to move what? 3,
3,
4,
4,
5, 6, 7. I moved. How much is remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
Okay, so your answer will
Yeah.
now be here 5.
Got it.
Now you have your 5 tens only. It is not 6 tens. How many tens you need to remove? 1, 2,
4,
3, 4. How many tens are remaining?
1,
110. So you write your 110. Now you have your 900. So how many hundreds will I have to remove? 100, 200, 300. So how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hundreds are remaining. So you write 600. Then you have your 4,000s. We take away how many thousand? 2,000. So how many are remaining?
2,000.
2,000s only. Let's do one more problem. It becomes easy for us to understand. But you need to use both your fingers when you're trying to do that exchange with our children. So I'm moving everything to my right hand or left hand side, however you want it. But keep one kind of a notation wherein children will be able to identify. Now the first number what we have is our 3,000, then 200s, then 110, and 4 ones, right? Now I need to take away how many ones?
5 1.
5,
5 ones. So let me take away 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. For 5 I don't have, so I need to do that exchange. 5. So remaining is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9. Now do I have anything here?
No, 0.
I have nothing. So 0 it is. But I have to take away how many hundreds?
No, take the 2 tens from that.
Sorry, yeah. I have to take away how many tens?
2 tens.
But do I have any tens to take away from it?
No.
So what do I do?
Borrow it from hundreds.
Borrow it from it. So I'm taking away 110, 210. How many are remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tens are remaining. Now I only have 100. But how many hundreds should I take away?
5.
500. 100. But for 200, 300, I don't have. So I do a exchange. 100 is already gone to it. So 200, 300, 400, 500. How many are remaining? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So 600s are remaining. Now from this, how many thousands?
1,000.
1,000. So you have your 1,000. So this is your dynamic subtraction. So you need to learn about the exchange. So for the first time when you're doing it, it becomes difficult. Unless and until you write the steps and teach to children, it becomes a little difficult. So even that countable should come and then you have to take it back. Easy? Should we do one more problem?
Don't need now.
One more
Fine,
problem.
right? One more problem? Okay.
Yes.
Let's do one more dynamic problem. The more you do, more it becomes easier for you. Jasmine, is it clear? Yes. Okay. Can we have one more problem, please?
2652. 1 minus 1876.
See, here you're going to be replacing it with every digit. Here you're trying to replace it with every digit. So you have to take your 2000s, your 600s,
5 tens.
5 tens,
1.
2 ones. So now you need to take away how many ones?
6 ones.
6 ones. 1, 2. I don't have, so I move this, I move that. 3, 4, 5, 6. The remaining is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So we'll write 6.
Okay, now I have here 4 tens. But how many tens I have to remove? 7 tens. 110, 210, 310, 410. Correct? 5, 10,
Five.
6, 10, 7, 10. So remaining is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Next, how many hundreds we have?
5.
500. So we need to take away how many hundreds?
800.
800.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many are
Okay.
remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, how many thousands we have? Only 1,000. So we need to take away how many thousands?
1000.
1000.
So do we have anything here?
No.
No.
No. So it's 0. So your answer is 776.
Okay.
That is your answer. So similarly, you will do it for your large bead frame also. That's it.
Done.
Yes, guys. Okay, so that covers up your math portion. And let me cross check if we have left out some. Yeah, I think we have done everything. So we started with number rods. Can we list it through? 1 to 10, we did our number rods. Then sandpaper numbers, number rods and cards. Then we did spindle box. Then we did cards and counters. This was 1 to 10. Then we got into our decimal system. Decimal system, right? So we got into decimal system. We looked into our golden beads. Then we had our stamp game. Yeah.
Yes.
Then we looked into formation of symbols. We saw symbols, right? We saw symbols. Then we got into operations. We performed many operations using these materials: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Then we saw our boards: addition board, subtraction board, multiplication board, division board. We also saw addition, subtraction, multiplication charts. Then we also saw our teens board, tens board. Yesterday we saw one board, right?
Yes.
A longer one, which looked like this. You remember? 10, 10, 10, 10.
Yes, ma'am.
The board like this. So that was our teens board, tens board. Then we saw teens quantity, tens quantity. Then we saw addition, snake game. Snake game we saw. Then we also saw subtraction, snake game. We saw subtraction, snake game. Then what else we did? Then we did a bead frame, large bead frame and short bead frame. Okay. So this covers multiple things, and then the hierarchical material. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you. Yes, guys.
Ma'am, in charts, using charts, we didn't do division, ma'am.
Division we don't have using the chart.
Oh, okay.
We don't do it for pre-primary. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
And we forgot to do multiplication tables. Okay. Let's quickly do that also. See, what we will have here is like, we all saw our, I think she's kept everything inside. Okay. So we saw our teens quantity board. You remember we saw the teens quantity materials, like, right? So each of the number was like stringed like this. It is stringed like this, right? So 1, 2, and 3. So in your multiplication rack or in that particular skip count table itself, you will have a square like this, a grid like this, a material like this itself, like many of threes, many of twos, which will help you to perform multiplication. Okay. So let me show you that also. I think you have not seen that material. I'll give you that. This is something that we use it in our M3 or, class of 5.5, 6 years, when they are able to do a skip count, we can actually give this material to them. Okay, this is your bead frame. Take a look. Now see, earlier we had individual materials. We all agree on that? We had individual materials, right? Now see, this one will have so many of such things. Now we will perform simple multiplication with this. Now I can take a table of 3. Okay, so this is my table of my 3. Or I can perform my table of 2 or anything. So in this example, we're going to perform a table of 3. So this is 3. So this is 3 2 times. 3 2 times is what? 6. Then we can perform 3 3 times. 3 3 times is what? 9. Then we can have 3 4 times. 3 4 times is
12.
12. So what you need a tens bar, and then you
Another
need an
2.
individual 2. So this is how you can work on your multiplication. So this is one of the material that you can also use to introduce multiplication. 3 5 times, 3 6 times, 3 7 times, 3 8 times, 3 9 times, 3 10 times. So this same material, you can use it for your tables of up to 9. Okay. So this is one thing that you can actually work on to introduce for children. So you are introducing a table of 3. Likewise, you will go on and you will help the child to learn the product. So this is your skip counts. So we can use this. Any other multiplication material? Any other ones that you use it? Apart from this? I think we've covered most of it. We can also go with charts, guys. So sometimes you can also give them charts like this. It's a product chart. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can make a chart like this for every table. Once the child understands that number, they can actually start filling. 3 1 time is 3. So skip. So it's all in skip counting. So we need to skip 4, 5, and 6. So we have to skip how many? 3. Again, skip 7, 8, 9. Skip 10, 11, 12. Skip 3. Skip 3. So you can actually go that way. So this is also related for your skip counts. So this is also one more kind of a chart that you can actually work. And then you can give them 3 3 times is 9, 3 4 times is 12, 3 5 times is 15. So you can go in that way also. So this is also one of the way that you can work on your skip counts for your children. So what could be the other ones? Anything we have left out, which we do it in classes and we don't do it? For skip counts itself, you will have a different, flashcards is all
Addition.
what I could say is like, you use it every time. So specifically in Montessori for skip counts, we use a material. Okay, not all the schools will definitely have. It's called a square chain. Okay, so we use a square chain material for our skip counts. Now, whichever is a table, you can take up that and you can work in that particular way. Like say, for example, if it is like a 5 table. So after every 5, you will start to skip, right? So 5 1 time is, what is 5 2 times? What is 5 3 times? What is 5 4 times? What is 5 6 times? So you will get a ticket or you will get an arrow mark in between of every time that you actually start skipping. So you can actually make a bead count of it. Okay, you will see how the beads will be like, the chain of the strings would be together. Let me show you how that material would look like. For example, if I have if I have a chain of 3. So what is this table? 3 3 times. Correct? So I will be able to fold it also. So when I fold it, it will all look like this. So this is 3 3 times. So if I have another one, another chain like this, it will be like this. So this is 3, 4 times. I will be able to fold it. So these arrow marks, no, I will be able to be placing it over here. So when you skip 1, 2, 3, so 3 one time is your 3. So you will position your arrow mark here. Then I'll skip 1, 2, 3. So where is my arrow mark? It is at 6. Then I skip 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 9. Then I skip 1, 2, 3. My answer would be 12. So this is how you do a skip count. So what is our material? We actually call it as it is called the skip chain material. Okay, so let me show you that. Let me show you that. Okay, it's called the square chain. Okay, so taking an example of 5, maybe we are performing a table of 5 here. So this is a chain of 5 beats. So you should have 5 times R. Okay, so you have your answers there. So you will not be able to see it here. There is an answer here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, which is written on those particular cards. Okay, so you'll have the answers. Now I should be able to fold it also. See, it is a square, 5 times, it's a square. 5 times it is. Okay, so I can have as a chain or I can have them tied together also. So that is 5 cubing chain, I could say. Okay, so that's a 5 cube. So you can have many and you can start cubing it all together. So you are only skipping 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You keep counting and then you can actually stack them over. Okay, so this is all which is related. So this is like you can create a segment. So what you can always work is like, see, you can also remove that. And then there is a buckle here. You can remove this buckle. So it's like again 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Then you can remove that and it will help the child to actually work on it. So this is your skip count bead bar. Which you can actually learn from it. Okay, so this is something that I don't have. Many of the schools will have it in their math areas. So that is also one of it. Okay. Anything that you've used it in your school, any Montessori school teachers, if you've used it in your school and if you're not covered, you can let me know. So everybody's new. Everybody's feeling new to all the concepts. Okay, that's good then. Yeah, it's always good. Like let's learn everything new. Okay, then I think we're almost done for today, and we have completed on time the 3-day program. So tomorrow we don't have a session, so we're going to meet again on Monday. And the students who are put up in Bangalore, please come down to the school tomorrow. We're open from 9 o'clock. Try out all the math materials. Don't try to do anything else. Only do math. Don't try out your other practicals. So at least you should be prepared by tomorrow, anything and everything that you take up. Okay, do not waste any time. Do it, start up in smaller groups. Give the responsibility from 1 to 10 for half an hour you work, or you work you individually. Whatever you find it very difficult, no, pick up from that and start from that. So you will know like which material looks a little difficult. Maybe the bead frames looks a little confusing. Start from that. So whichever is a difficult one, start from that. So you will get a lot of time to practice, get hands-on exercises. When you're practicing, no, at least take some recordings of it. Or you ask a student to record it, or you take a screenshot of it. How did you actually move those numbers? Write down your problem statements when you're trying to work or solve a particular problem. That will solve your issues or confusions accordingly. Okay, so that is for today's section. So tomorrow Monday we are going to start with our language. Language we would need at least say I could say 4 days. 4 dedicated days we need for language, for the revision and for the overview sessions itself. We start with why language is so important. What are the different aspects of language? In the next session, we're going to cover about how do we differentiate between oral language and the written language exercises. In your oral language, what are the different Montessori activities that you're going to be working? It could be either your objects from the environment or classified cards, nomenclature cards, social relationships with one another. So we're going to cover all those topics. And then we can also have a subtopic which relates with writing practices, right? So that is where you get into your actual language training and language writable part of it. So in language training, we work on storytelling, story modeling, speech, dramatics, even boards, then sign boards. Then we would also be working on how to write dialogues for children, how jingles and poems are very helpful for their vocabulary building. So this is just on your oral part itself. You've still not stepped into writing practices. Then you move on to your writing. Again, in writing, we work on the fine motor development. We see how is there is a interrelationship between our mind and our writing. This is something which is related to muscular memory thoughts. You need to prepare both your mind as well as your hand. So you give certain tips and suggestions so that the child is aware about learning this. Then you move to your tracing exercises. We use sandpaper alphabets. From there, you move on to your metal sets. You move on to your movable alphabets. Then from there, you get into your phonetic letter sounds and all of that. And phonic training, we will not be doing deeper into it at all because we have no time. We will only discuss in very few minutes, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the basic sounds of all the letters. We're not going deeper into the rules of phonetics, the 44 speech sounds of phonetics, the alternative spellings of the letters. We are not going to be discussing anything because if you start discussing, you need specifically 5 days specifically for 44 sounds, which we cannot do it in such a short span of time. Okay, so we'll see an overview about the key sounds of letters, and from there we move on to blending techniques. We learn about the tips and suggestions of how to blend and how to exactly work on segmenting part of it. Once we learn blending and segmenting, that is when we move further for our scripts, transcripts, chalkboards, then writables, then moving into books, then again reading classifications, reading folders. From there on, we move to our grammar symbol box. We learn about our grammar symbols and then composition of sentences, simple sentences and compound sentences, and then homonyms, homographs, synonyms, antonyms, and we end our session over there. So it's a larger part of language. When we do as a full-fledged course, I think we have taken more than 60 to 70 hours, Supriya, just for the language, more than 60, 70 hours only for language.
Yes.
So you can
Yes, it
imagine
was
it's like a
huge.
3 months course itself as a complete language. You need that much of time to actually, give it for your language exercises to write for every one of you. And we'll do it very, precisely on that as well. So the next segment, don't miss because it's going to be a continuity and language is very interesting. Okay, math was very quick. Language is very, very interesting for all of you. Many new things you will be able to learn in the language lessons. It's not only about what you have it in books, it's also about sing-alongs, which many of you would love to sing. Many of you would love to construct certain statements, which you're going to be using it in your dramatics. And then you will also be using it in your theater plays for your classes and all of that. Okay, so that's for the next segment, which is starting from Monday. So I'm going to see all of you on Monday. And so I wish you all have a great weekend, have a great Saturday and a Sunday, and come back energized on Monday for our new module. That's our language. So let's come back to our gallery mode for our today's group picture. And with a big smile. And if you have anything that you want to share for our math lesson, you can definitely let me know in 1 or 2 minutes. Has anybody learned something new which inspired you in math? Because we are closing the math module.
Ma'am, where is your location? Where is your school in Bangalore?
We are put up in Marathalli, Jasmine. We have one center in Marathalli and one center in Munekulala. It's equidistance, like 2-3 kilometers only.
Okay.
Anytime that you're coming to Bangalore, drop by. We'll guide you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Anybody would like to share any 1 or 2 references of your math module? How was your experience learning math? Which was one material which confused you today? Let's talk from that. Everybody, come back to the gallery mode. Yes.
Beat frame, I was thinking how the subtraction will work, but it went smoothly actually. It's very nice actually to
Only
do
for
this.
dynamic math. Others,
Which one?
Yeah, only
simple
dynamic. I'm
subtraction we
talking
can do.
about dynamic.
Dynamic. Okay. So dynamic subtraction was a little trickier. Okay. Supriya, yeah. Supriya felt dynamic subtraction was little, yeah. Anything else confused you? Or I could say anything else which inspired you, that gave you a wow moment for one material throughout your math
Colorful
module.
Snake game, ma'am.
Multiplication
Snake game was
is
interesting.
wow moment, ma'am.
Which one?
The golden beads,
Multiplication,
actually.
Hamsa ma'am?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. Multiplication, really it will work with kids. They love to do like that activity also. I tried, it is working. They are
Mhm.
picking up very fast. They are doing.
Very nice. Okay. Okay. Very
The
good.
snake
Yes.
game was interesting, actually.
Snake game. Which one, ma'am? Addition or subtraction?
Addition of snake game.
Addition. Subtraction was a little confusing.
Little confusing, yes.
Okay, because anytime you have a negative number, choose a gray color.
Gray color.
And you need to keep a separate tray for it. And whatever you're taking away, it needs to go back to that separation tray. And we should always remember the teens quantity cannot go to the tray. That's the rule. It has to go back to its position itself. Once you give that, they would love to do that. Yes. Thank you, Veena ma'am. Yes. Anybody else? Which was the most interesting material that you found? Each one will have their own favorites. Kavita, what was yours?
Ma'am, abacus, the beads. It
Bead
was good.
frame.
Yeah,
Bead
it was
frame.
real good because I missed out a little bit of the class in the beginning, so I could follow that. It was nice.
Okay. Okay. Done. Very nice. Yes. Shravani, which was your favorite?
All the dynamics, all the statics are very easy. And coming to dynamics, it's a little
Okay. Dynamics was little confusing and it's challenging also. See,
challenging.
unless and until your child is not ready, don't start with dynamics at all. Finish off all the basic operations of your addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Then you go on a second round for your dynamic. Yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
actually, I find addition strip board, subtraction strip board something very different and interesting. The way we arrange those red, blue,
Yes.
so that
Yes.
is very different. Like I found it interesting.
It looks very simple, but see how
Yeah.
organized it is, like where to
Yes.
keep, how to keep, even the charts also, if you see by that way, which finger to move first, which finger to move next, right? So that's really amazing. There's so many rules which is actually set.
Yes.
We have to get abided by that rules. Lovely, lovely. Yeah, that was really nice. Anybody else would like to share the last feedback?
And
Yes.
I felt little difficult in stamp game using multiplication and division.
Stamp game in multiplication and division.
Yes.
Okay, and who's this? Whom am I talking to?
Where Lakshmi ma'am.
Lakshmi, you felt difficult in stamp game, oh?
In division, ma'am, little confusion, mostly in division.
What was the confusion?
Performing the division using the stamp game, I felt little
Okay,
confused.
so for example, if you have 430, or I'll take a smaller number, say 35 divided by 5. So what is the largest, what is the quantity that you will have to collect? The dividend is 35.
Yes.
So you take 3 tens, 5 ones.
Okay.
And you have to divide among 5 of them, right? 1, 2, 3,
Yes.
4, 5. So division is always distribution is what we actually spoke about. So distribution means you need to go vertically like this. You need to arrange it horizontally. So you always take up what? The quantity, right? So you always take the highest quantity. But see here, we have only 3 tenths. But how many I have to divide with?
5.
5. So since I have 3, I cannot divide it among 5. So what do I replace it with? This 10 I will take and replace it with 10 beads.
Okay.
This I will replace it with 10. This I would replace it with 10. So that means this itself was my 30 beads. 31s are 3 tenths.
Yes.
Now I have so many beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 35 beads. So I gave off this 5. Now I have to distribute 30 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10, 11. Sorry. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. How much did each one get?
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each one got 7. So 7 is your answer. So each one got 7. So that's your dynamic division. It's very simple. Just start distributing. If you don't have a quantity, replace.
Okay.
If I have 135, I cannot divide 100 by 5 people, right? So I will replace it with how many tens? 10 tens.
10 tens.
Then I can give 1 10, 2 10, 3 10, 4 10, 5 10, 6 10, 7 10, 8 10, 9 10, 10 10. So each one will have 2 tens and 7 ones. So my answer will be 27 then.
Okay.
Very simple. Okay, so stamp game, every concept, even if you know golden beads, you will be able to do stamp game also. So it should not be difficult. So practice tomorrow when you're going to your DN center, you can practice there.
Okay.
Okay, so stamp game material is there in the center, you can practice.
Okay. Ma'am.
Okay. So yes, you will have more queries on Monday because you're going to have a hands-on tomorrow. And for all the students from Oman and Muscat, guys, if you have a close by center, try to work over there, or you see the reference lessons and keep doing it more and more so that you will not forget about how do we exactly perform these operations. Okay, so here we go back on our gallery mode to pick up today's photograph. Is everybody ready? All of you? Others who are still on the audio mode, is everybody ready? Okay, on a count of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheers, everyone. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. So I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Take care. God bless you all. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, ma'am.
ma'am. Bye.
Thank
Love
you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Love you, Supriya. Love you too, dear. See you.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
That gives me so much of energy to roll back on Monday. Thank you. Bye, Kavita. See you tomorrow.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye,
Thank you so
ma'am.
much.
See
Bye,
you.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Ma'am,
Yes?
these all are things can do with material child, right?
Hmm.
But without material, how can they perform later, ma'am? How can they do without material, ma'am?
Like?
If they went somewhere, no, there is no, these kind of materials are not there, no. How can they do? If suppose they went to another school's admission, they put some exams, entrance exams kind of things, no. Then how they will perform, no?
That will be little challenging, Shravani, because they would have got so used to it. If you see in that way, that's the reason pure Montessori, if you go, no, children will definitely have difficulties, especially in India. Because not every school is so equipped to work with that. So even when they are giving your entrance exams, they would not give a kindergarten student to perform a 4-digit or a 5-digit addition. That will not be possible. They'll either start with a 1-digit addition only. Even subtraction, they'll give you, there are 5 apples, somebody ate 3 apples, and they go on. See, further from here, you need to always get back children onto finger additions, finger subtractions, tables, you will have to do it, skip counts, we will have to do it. But Montessori gives us a very strong base of how do we achieve, how do we come. Like 3 times, we all did, how did we do it? We only by hearted. 3 3s are 9.
9.
Even I till I was in my 7th standard or 8th standard, I did not know that 3 3s are 9. My all-time teacher taught me 3 3s are. So we used to say ZAR. 3
But they
3s
will know
are.
the concept.
We did not know the concept of addition. So we were like blindly learning 3 3s are. Not even R. It was ZAR. 3 3s are. 3 5s are. So we were learning like that only. So when I went to my middle school, or I still don't remember, it's 5th standard or 6th standard, my teacher was like, why are you saying ZAR? It is R. So it is 3 3s are, A-R-E. 3 4s are. 3 5s are. So my initial teacher taught us like 3 3s are, 3 4s are, 3 5s are. That's how we learned it. And we by hearted it. We still did not know how that quantity was actually formed. We did not learn. So your Montessori gives you that wonderful base. So children, right from the beginning, no, they
Yeah.
would be able to know the depth of the knowledge, like how are we coming down to that conceptuals, how it is being derived. They understand it. I think now slowly, Shravani, like India is it's like, you know, many Montessori schools are coming up, and even if you see on the new educational policy, they have found what is the importance of introducing early literacy and numeracy through Montessori materials, because children would understand it even more better. They have mandated now, not at least if 100%, to at least 40 to 50% of the conceptuals needs to be taught. So at least the basic materials needs to be taught. So there is a part of our Montessori being spread across, and it is getting integrated. Maybe slowly we might eventually have a lot of experiential learning through Montessori materials itself. Maybe the higher classes, elementary, also will start implementing Montessori. We never know. It totally depends on how is the government going to get adapted. Okay, in many of the Western countries, it's that's the only way that they teach. But we are so addicted to kindergarten way of teaching, right? And it is still following, because our elementary schools are still stuck to boards, right? So if the child is not performing here, they'll have difficulty. As you said, yes, they will have to look back into materials, how to teach, how do we perform. If they give a bigger problem without material, sometimes they might find it, but they would know. Yeah. Paper representation, they'll still be able to do it, Shravani. That image will be there. 4,000, so they will know 4 cubes. They might still draw. They might still be able to do it.
Photographic.
Yes, photographic memory will be still there. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thanks,
Yeah.
ma'am.
All right.
Yeah,
See you
thanks,
guys.
ma'am.
Take care. Bye.